Hey, what's up, guys? 01, and today I'm going to be speaking to you about Jurassic World. I had a ball with this movie. I had fun. It just felt so exciting to watch a film that was not just, how can I put it, action-packed, but you had characters that you were rooting for. And that's one of the coolest things about films that are fun to watch, and at the same time you're invested into the characters and you love them. What can I say? Everybody did an amazing job. The director, Mr. Trevorrow, sir, you did a real good job. I really loved the whole way that you filmed, or not, your cinematographer. He did a real good job in capturing the environment, capturing Jurassic Park. It just really kind of just blew my mind away about the theme park. Just Mr. Hammond's vision coming to life in a sense, and everything was just so real. The only bad or negatives I can say is just there was certain important points in the film that you noticed it was CGI. The dinosaurs were CGI, and you just like. It looked, too fake. But other than that, it just went pretty awesome. I can't say much about Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt, I fell in love with him, man. I was like, wow, he doesn't just have charisma, but he also has a likability. Like, he's the type of person that you can approach. So someone that you can picture yourself hanging out and speaking with, and now he's a leading man, and you can picture him, going on and in this adventure with this I don't know, I wouldn't call her girlfriend, but I would call her more like this the one who manages or runs the park. She also did a real good job. The actress, she delivered. The only thing that I can say about her was that I really can't picture her, going through the entire film with those high heels. I mean, that is painful. That is super painful. So I was kind of shocked. Like, what? Another thing is there's the kids. I like the scenes with the kids. The only thing is it felt very off tone when it came to the scenes of the kids. There were certain times where it was just, there was like a dinosaur's loose or more like a monster's loose in the park. And then we cut to the kids, and the kids are having these intimate conversations where, I can picture kids having those type of conversations, but at the same time, it felt kind of offbeat, or it felt like, how can I put, the pace of the film slowed down. And there were certain scenes with them where it really didn't add to the story. It really didn't add to the dynamics of it. It just kind of like, well, I know the parents are getting divorced, and then later on we just forget about it. Or he tells his brother, "What do you gain from staring at the girls?" Which was funny, but at the same time it was kind of like there's a dinosaur loose, and you want to go back to Chris Pratt, and you want him seeing him and what was his name, the CEO, was it a CEO or yeah. It was the young lady that he traveled most of the time. So you wanted to see them in action, because there were certain conversations or certain dialogue where it was like, that was really funny. The part where Chris Pratt speaking to her is like, well, you don't understand that these are dinosaurs. They don't understand that they were created by you or this and that. They just want to eat and survive and mate. So, and the way he delivered those lines, it was just pretty funny, and really had a very friendly vibe about Chris Pratt. Another thing that I really loved was just the way that they designed the park. It was very inspiring to watch. It really was inspiring to watch, because each and every kind of theme or each and every area of the park had a purpose. It wasn't just because let's put the hot dog stands right here because it'll be funny that people will be watching people running away from dinosaurs, and there's a hot dog stand and the dinosaurs eating off the hot dog stand or something like that. No, it was like there's different all these restaurants, kind of like Japanese, Chinese, French, and Italian, and it shows you that this is a theme park that's very high maintenance, and it shows you that there's people behind the scenes running this theme park and bringing it to life, and taking care of the dinosaurs and also taking care of the people, and there's also security guards, and it just felt real. It felt like if this actually existed, if there was a theme park where they had dinosaurs, it'll look like that, and I love that. I was like, wow, that was done flawlessly. Another thing that I loved was Brian T was in the film. Oh man, DK, not Donkey Kong, but Drift King. A lot of people like, Donkey Kong's like, no, Drift King. I was rooting for Brian T, man. I was like, man, Brian T, man, awesome. I would have loved that Brian T and Chris Pratt would have gotten together like later on, like somehow, and then like they hunt the dinosaur together, and with his girlfriend, Chris Pratt's girlfriend. And it would have been it would have been difficult because Brian T you have to see the movie What Happens to Brian T, and you can understand. But when I saw Brian T, he looked like, man, he was like ready to roll, like lock and load. I was like, man, and I was like, even in my seat, like, dude, Brian T, get out of there, man. So I think the thing that I just feel like it was lacking was the animatronics. I really wanted to see animatronics, dinosaurs, in camera effects, in camera animatronics, where it's like there's no CGI. It's all just done with wires and computer motor generated type of muscles, and the way it stuff like that, where you would see in Jurassic Park, the very first one, which was directed by Steven Spielberg, and also the second one, which was also directed by him, because there was those shots where the dinosaur looked so real. Like you were like, whoa, man, check out that baby T-Rex, or check out that what was it? It wasn't Velociraptor. It was the one in part 2 where she's like the what was it? The paleontologist or the girlfriend of Jeff Goldblum, where she's like giving the dinosaur something to eat, like the baby dinosaur, and I was just like, man, that looked real. I mean, and I would have loved to see more of that. Instead, we got a lot of CGI dinosaurs, where I'm not saying that the people that worked on them did a horrible job. You guys did a phenomenal job with what you were given, but I think it brought a different feel if they actually had animatronics. Like it would just made the movie feel a whole lot more realistic than seeing the CGI dinosaur. Because still, even though CGI has come a long way, I mean, we've seen it. We've seen, like, for example, Pirates of the Caribbean. We're also going to be seeing with the new Terminator movie, the Genesis one. I mean, it's come a long way, and they've done some awesome breakthrough. The only thing is that it still doesn't look that real, especially if you have a Blu-ray player and you have like a flat screen TV, but one of those like expensive flat screen TVs where it just delivers what you put in, and you notice it. You're like, okay, they're in a blue screen or they're in a green screen or whatever. They like the person pops out and everything else is flat. So you're gonna see that once Jurassic World comes into Blu-ray. So, but like I said, it's a fun movie. I wish it was a nonstop ride, but it's not a nonstop ride. But once Chris Pratt comes out, you love him instantly. You're like, all right, man, this is the type of person that you can hang out with and you can speak to and you can have a good time. And also really like the lead actress. She did what she had to do. I mean, I would love to see her take those heels off and put on some sort of boots or something, because come on, that scene where she's like running from I'm not gonna mention the dinosaur, but she's running from a very, very powerful dinosaur, and she somehow makes it. You know, and I'm like, no, 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 no. That was just not, that was just, no, that wouldn't happen at all. Now, I think another thing that I can say, was, oh yes, there was this other scene that it didn't feel right. A group of people come into this lab, they take what they have to take, and then they take off, and the leader of that group stays behind to do his whole monologue of, why he's doing what he's doing. And out of nowhere, a velociraptor comes. I'm not going to explain too much into it, but let's just say it just did not feel right, because all those people that took off did not bump into the velociraptor, or you didn't hear any screams of, hey, velociraptors. No, it's kind of like they just disappeared. And where did they disappear? We don't know, because it doesn't show them going to the top of the roof of the building. It doesn't show them going to the boats. It doesn't show them anything. They just come in and disappear, and that's it. I just feel like, wouldn't they be screaming? Wouldn't they be yelling? Wouldn't they be like, hey, something's going on, the dinosaurs are all over the place? No, they just gone. So that's kind of like, what the heck. But other than that, I had a great time, had a fun time. BD Wong is back. He's doing his thing, his whole scientific thing. And I would have loved to see a little bit more about, the cool thing about this film is you get to see more of the character that BD Wong plays. And the scientist, I think what was a scientist's name, what was it? Well, just look him up on IBD, and you'll see that BD Wong was in the film, and he was one of the original cast members of the very, very, very first Jurassic Park. So it's cool watching him in action. It's cool watching him being the mad scientist that he's become. So it was pretty interesting. I think another thing that I can say is just I had a fun time. I had a great time. It really, I felt like, the money that was putting into this film was what I got. I got what I wanted to see. Dinosaurs and a lot of one-liners, and also real cool scenes. It was just a great time. I do recommend it for the family, but I also recommend you going with, especially the little ones, because like 7 or 8 years old, they may be like, "Oh, dinosaurs!" But you're gonna see some scenes where people are getting, hurt, real hurt, bad. But yeah, I also love that last line that Chris Pratt says in the last seconds of the film, where he's looking at the girl and he says, "Let's stick together." And I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but I think you should have a good time. I think you will have a good time watching this film, especially if you go with your family. So you guys have a great day. Thank you so much. God bless. Jesus is King, and I'll see you soon. Hopefully, please pray for me. Later.